Well, hello YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. Fall is upon us. It is here. The end of summer. It's crazy. Summer went. It started and it came and went. It's gone. At least in the Pacific Northwest, per memory, at the endish of summer, we'll have the regular heat, and then we'll have like a few days, maybe a week of rain, and then it'll get hot again, and then there's fall. There's fall and into winter, and it's going to be a wet one. Yesterday, I was splitting, which I didn't get on camera, and at the tail end of my splitting, the hemlock started to rain. So I quickly stopped the splitter, get that kind of covered, and then I put some tarps over my wood that is seasoned, and I can't afford to get that wet. So I have, you can kind of see right there the back end of the middle row of cedar that's covered with a tarp. This stack of cookies that are chunks right here are uncovered, so I'm going to figure out how to do that. This kindling portion of cedar right here is covered by an old pool. I got that idea from Chris in the wood yard. The only thing about using old pools is that they are ugly. They're ugly from the road, and it makes the yard not attractive. From the wood side, I mean from the road side, I have the road right there, so they can all see my backyard. So I mean, the yard right now is a Charlie Foxtrot as it stands, but it's work in progress. There's a million of things. There's 1,000,001 things to do always, and prep for the fall. And then now as fall is here, and yeah. So I got the seasoned spruce covered with a billboard tarp. I love those tarps, by the way. They're super nice. They're thick and durable, and they're cheap, and you're reusing a product and not have to go to the landfill. The only thing about the old billboard tarps is you're paying for shipping. They are heavy when they're folded up and shipped. They're heavy, so you're really paying for the shipping costs. I want to do an episode on coverings or covers for my firewood and different options, but that'll be a different episode. But if anyone has any connections on one of these used billboard signage for use for tarps, I would love to get sponsored by them, so let me know. So this is the spruce. Like I said, behind here we have some fir that's may or may not be seasoned, but at least I want to get it covered. This fir and this fir, I think it's good to go. Two separate tarps. This end of the fir is newer in terms of being seasoned. I should get that covered as well. This is just like a harvest attempt of getting everything covered for now, because I don't want to get to be wet. Yeah. And then I got some more splitting done on the hemlock here, added to the half of the racks, and then I literally installed a divider in the middle, so it helps to kind of hold it all together, so you can tell how big these pieces are here compared to these pieces in this half for my rack wood. And then I, of course, extended the wall up on both sides to get more than 4 feet, and then a cross member on top to help tie the tops together. And then hopefully I'll do some like plywood on top to cover this. And of course, when I'm done, I'll put the cross brace down here on both sides, and then I'll do a top across the top as well. But that's that for that update. But today I got yesterday I got 2 orders for firewood. One guy wants to pick up several bundles of firewood. I believe 4. He said 4, but he wanted kindling, but non-cedar kindling. So which is fine. I think I've had a few people recently tell me they don't like cedar because it pops and all that. Well, what better wood for kindling than it is for cedar? I don't know. So I'm gonna make him a non-cedar kindling bundle. I think I'm gonna use some of the birch, what I think is birch, that I split and cut down for the solo mini stove for sale. I'm gonna use some of those pieces because those bundles are not flying off the shelf at the moment. Now summertime is here, and people may not be using those stoves anymore. So I have that order, and then I have an order that we may prep today for the cedar chunks. So I have an ad up for the cedar chunks there. Those should be dry enough. We'll split a few of those open and test them. But I have an ad right now for a garbage can size load of chunks. So like a regular big garbage can. I'll show you. I sell a garbage can full of cedar chunks for $30. And that is not a top seller. It's just a way to get rid of the cedar chunks. I have sold them in an ICB tote cage, heaped for $90. And I sold a few of those, I believe, last summer. And then people desperate for firewood in the winter time, and then charging for delivery. And it all varies. It's good to have options, and have several ads out there. So we'll get that prepped and out to the top. Of course, the garbage cans are not included, so people come and they dump it in their vehicle. Hopefully it's a truck, or sometimes I would deliver. Of course, there's a fee on top of that, so people don't want to pay that fee, so they come and get it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I have like smaller chunks that are about the size of my hand ish, and then the big blocks that you saw behind me. So but first off, now that everything is covered, first off, what I want to do today, while I have time outside and it's not raining, is that the wood that I got, I think I mentioned this in a video or two ago, this summer I bought a cord of wood, or cord plus. It was more than a cord, I would say, for like $120 or $100, something like that, for seasoned, like several years seasoned firewood, and it was a mix. So I've been using that for kind of adding into my bundle. So I'll add a few of those to my campfire bundles, and then to my racks. Like either I usually will do like 10 pieces from that pile, mixed with my other spruce and pine or cedar, because it's a mixed wood. So that's been good to have that available. Yes, that cost ate into my profits this year, but you can't go wrong for a cord of wood that's already split and seasoned, like super dry seasoned, for $100. And then I had to go get it, which is fine, but it doesn't too far away. Anyway, I digress. That wood is almost done, but it's out in the open and it got wet yesterday. So what we need to do is we need to move that wood. I need to find a place for it. I need to move that wood. I think I'm gonna put it right in there, is where I do my bundle wood. You see me doing bundles. I may stack it on the inside, on the back side, so it's getting air, because it should be still dry. It's just the outside kind of got wet from being rained on, but I don't want that out in the open to have it be wet, and because you don't want to get seasoned wood wet, at least for like a prolonged time, because then it will go back to being wet again. So it's either there, so it's close by, because a lot of it, the balance here, I'll show you. So this is the balance of the wood that I was just talking about. Again, a lot of pieces are like for rack wood. Here, I mean, I have one piece I could use for a bundle, and then like I do sell like bonfire rockwood. Like these are bigger chunks for like bonfire. I sold like a rack of that for 25 because they're bigger pieces. But most of this here is about that was left over is going to be for racks. So maybe I don't stack it where the bundler is. And then I have, these are like cookie pieces that I have in my cookie rack. Still good wood, but shorter pieces than like branches. Like I don't want to sell like unsplit branch wood with other wood. So, and it's on a tarp obviously, because it came with a bunch of bark and debris. I didn't want that on my gravel. Even though my gravel obviously is overgrown with weeds, which was fun to kill, is just one more thing to do, right? So let's get this moved and we'll move on to the next job. So there's where I have my bundler. These are cedar chunks that are not ready yet, but they're kind of stacked and they're thrown in. I built a wall of stacked, but it's more or less heaped in there. But anyway, in this bay, I feel get some wind. I need to, because this is I need to fix the roof, but I think in here this bay is more or less just empty, and should get some airflow still. So these are just some random chunks of cedar and pine cookies. So what I'm thinking I'm doing is just taking a wheelbarrow, and I will just chuck them in here, and they'll be this home for the interim. Alright, so we have a little bit of cookies that I stacked in front of the rockwood that we just moved. Still cookies are in front here, kind of stacked, so they're kind of separate. There's some original pine that was beneath this pile that was cookies too, but it's fine. So let this chill for a bit and air out, dry out, to be used, to be sold this fall hopefully. And then over in the bundle section here, that back part, that's I think I got a little, almost a wheelbarrow full of wood for bundles, so that's good. So we'll let that air out for a bit and we'll use that in the bundler. Yes, so now let's get to splitting. So like I said before, I have a new customer who wants a bundle of kindling that is not cedar. So I have brought out the trusted Timber Champ. We'll put that bad boy in a second. I'm going to probably use this branch wood that I was cutting down, like I mentioned before, for the mini solo stove bundles. So these are small enough, I would say, for kindling. I may get a little bit, do have a few more go down in size, but then I'm going to shoot for getting some other wood. So let's check out what I have. Alright, so this is the fir. This should be seasoned up. These are 16. I have some shorter pieces in the back that would be good for this touch kindling, but let's see if we can get some fir, and we'll test it out real quick. I got a piece of the fir just right in front of me from this pile. The pile is to your left. So I'm gonna use my tester. So at the surface, that's at 18.1. So that got too wet yesterday. Granted, I'm not splitting into them to test the middle, so I'm testing the outside and adding about 2%, and that's what in theory is going to be what the inside is for the moisture content. Check out this smaller one, 17.9. So even at +2, that should be fine. Even the other one, I guess I can't do math. This one should be fine. So we'll take that one. The one we just had. Take a few more here. Let's check out this one. This piece right here. That's reading 18.4. So a little. So at +2 is a 20.3. That should be still fine. This piece here looks pretty clear for the tipper champ. That's reading super low. That's like 13. So +2, 14. So this is going to go. So let's take these few pieces over and we will get splitting. Alright, so that's what I got from the non-cedar for kindling bundle. In here, what I think is birch, and then for fir, it's difficult to tell how much I need for a bundle, and my premium cedar bundles are just about 1 cubic foot. So let's go see if this is enough wood. Right, there's the bundle there. You kind of see the color difference between the fir and the cedar. Left a little note inside so they know to pick it up. And now we take our phone, go here, take a picture, send it, and tell them that it's the top one note with your name on it. Send, so they know that where it is in terms of in the stand. And then I believe I misread the initial message. They just want 1 bundle of firewood, which I have 4 here. Okay, so let's go prepare some cedar. All right, so I'm in the oldest bin for the cedar chunks, and I'm gonna try the outside. Add about maybe 3% because some of these are pretty dense, pretty big chunks. This one I can feel is wet because it was outside of the here. So hopefully if we go from the bottom, things will be falling down. So that's the theory. Then I got the garbage can that will be filling up right behind me. Yeah, so let's test it out. That's at 15.4, so 18. We'll test a few of these and then call the rest good, and then we'll fill it up. And 13.3 plus 2 should be good. This is a nice big chunk. Look at this bad boy. 14.7 plus 2, that's good. Alright, so I'm going to call that good. I'll add some more here, and you can watch me. Alright, so that's the first one. You saw me shake it, so that's so everything will settle. And then I'll heap it to make sure that people feel or know that they're getting a value on the wood. So let's do that one more time. One thing, the customer for the cedar chunks mentioned that they're preparing for the winter for kindling, and they want some smaller chunks too. So I come back here to my other cedar area. I got non-premium cedar pieces that I'll use for personal use because they have bark on them, or they're knotty, or yeah. So yeah, there's that. And I have these smaller chunks in here that are ready to go, and I got a garbage can worth there, and I got this massive box of like medium-sized chunks, definitely dry. This is huge box. I think it was for yeah, a utility sink. So we put this in from Costco in our house, and this is full, and it's dry, and it's heavy, I'm sure, but I just want to get rid of it. So this is going to be their second garbage can, so that should be fine. I already asked them and took pictures, and they said it was perfect, thanks. So let's haul it to the lawnmower tractor and get it up to the house. She won't be coming until Saturday, and today is Wednesday, so not for a while, but I have time right now to prepare it. So so it's one thing check off the to-do list. Also, I think you may have seen in my other videos, I have a bunch of the TNG cedar back there. This didn't really do good for selling, so I'll probably cut that up and use for personal use, but I don't know, we'll see. I mean, people, when it comes to wood, when they want wood, and sometimes they're specific, other times they don't really care. So yeah, let's get this all hauled up. So then that's it for today. Covered it in case it rains. Tarp isn't that great, but it should be fine, as well as covering it so to deter people from taking it. Not necessarily that they'll take the whole thing, but like I'll stop in and buy a bundle, and then I'll steal pieces of here. So yeah, this is ready to go for the customer. She won't be here for a few more days, so it's just out here. I think a question that I asked myself, or maybe people who watch the video about the cedar pieces and scrap that I get from my cedar guy, is it worth it? I keep asking myself that same thing each year, but then I get orders like this, that this is literally the scrap pieces. All I had to do was transfer it from the top of my driveway down the hill, stack it, or to throw it in a bin, let it dry, and then I sell it. So this is $60 worth of cedar scrap. So was that worth the, let's see, combined, I don't know, a few minutes it took to transfer it down the hill and throw it into a pile, a few minutes to prep it in these cans and to move it up here when it's to sell? I think that's worth my time. What's not worth my time is when my cedar guy drops off logs and the logs are punky. Like, then I have to cut them and then toss them. So I don't know, it's a balance, but I guess that's a short answer of is that worth it. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. See ya. All right, PS, if you're still here with me, I was splitting some of that hemlock, trying to get it done. I'm almost done, and I'm at a piece right now. So I'm at a piece right now. I wanted to show you real quick that right there, just put it in. Didn't even bend the nail, but that's a nail right there. So either that's from, and you can tell too, but the discoloration right here in the wood, the gray area, that looks to be like a galvanized nail, because it's definitely not rusty at all. Definitely still sharp. So who knows how long that's been there, either for like a sign or for a post or something like that. But I wanted to show you that it's a gamble in terms of when you are an arborist or work for a tree service, or even with your, like or you do firewood with, and if your chain's on you cut, you don't know if you're gonna hit something that's metal that's gonna dull your blade and ruin your day. So just be aware, be careful. I'm gonna get back to splitting. What's that? You wanna watch me split for a bit? You do? All right, then we'll retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.